A strange convenience store stood
Ever
below
since he
Xiao's
moved nearby,
apartment.
it was hiring a night clerk. The pay, 500
The job
yuan
notice
an
was
hour,
filled with bizarre requirements. 1.
Protecting company property is the highest rule.
It takes priority over every other rule.
2. Any accident that happens to an employee away from the register isn't covered.
3.
When an employee's contract expires,
Whether it is
renewed depends on how much customers like them.
Employees
4.
entering the store off-duty
Must follow both the customer rules and employee
If the clerk
rules.
on duty temporarily leaves,
Any employee in the store must cover the shift. 5. When an employee, half the notice had been torn away, so the final rule was incomplete. Despite how strange the store was, Showa still walked inside
and successfully got hired.
The clerk who interviewed him was named Xiao
She told
Kui.
him
He only worked 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. to earn 6 hours of pay.
But there was one condition.
During his shift, he had to obey the employee rules exactly.
And
he had to start that very night shift employee rules. Rule 1. Whenever
During
a customer
work
is
hours,
inside,
keep
your eyes closed until the customer leaves. Warning. Make absolutely sure the customer has truly left the store.
The only thing to trust
is a sensor at the entrance. Whenever it senses someone entering
It
or
says,
leaving, night has fallen. Each time
Close
someone
your
crosses
eyes.
the sensor will say it once. Rule 2. If the store gets too dirty
The sensor
or messy,
will
gradually stop working. Rule 3. Every customer will reach the register
within
3 minutes of entering. Only Dading ignores this rule. He is the only customer you may see. Dading usually stays in the store for a long time. Do not respond to him. Rule 4. Never turn your back on a customer.
That is extremely rude.
Rule 5. If the entrance sensor's message changes from night has fallen, close your eyes
every
to
light
welcome
within
home. 3 seconds. Then lie down somewhere and stay quiet until that customer leaves. Rule 6. This store does not issue death certificates.
If a customer
asks for one,
ignore them.
Rule 7. If you do not want to become
Do not
merchandise,
enter
the underground storage room. Rule 8. The store must receive a new customer every hour. If not, you must act as a customer once. Rule 9. The employee taking
will
over
enter
your
at
shift at exactly 3 a.m. They will call your name. Hand them your employee badge. And your shift is over. Warning, never give your badge to a customer. It represents your identity as an employee. Is this a prank or a hidden camera show? How can I check the payment with my eyes closed? Trust our customers. They will pay properly. If you want to collect your wages alive, just follow the rules. Do you have to follow rules too? Everyone here has rules to follow. Then why don't you need to close your eyes? The day shift and night shift have different rules. What are the day shift rules? Before Xiao Kui could answer, a customer entered the store. Xiao Kui quickly left the counter and followed behind. She stayed almost pressed against the customer, never taking her eyes off them until they carried their items to the register. Xiao Kui returned behind the counter. The customer set down a cola
several
and
banknotes
to
on the counter.
Xiao's surprise,
He could
not recognize the currency
After
at
scanning
all.
the
item, Xiao Kui began speaking to
Her
the
tone was
customer.
warm and friendly.
Completely different from her earlier coldness. But when the customer asked about
She said
Showa,
nothing.
Then, at one point, the customer suddenly grabbed the item and hurried away. Only after the customer left did Xiao Kui finally relax. Fair trade is the basic rule I have to follow. A smile, an attitude, information, even lies can all be priced. Of course, goods to customers secretly damages or highs are included too. I provide service equal to what the customer pays. What happens if the trade is unfair? Break a rule and you get punished. Xiao Kui rolled up her sleeve. Arm was pitted, as if some wild beast had gnawed on it. Because it is hard to price a service exactly, no, customers sometimes enter together. They coordinate with each other. And beyond that, what they want most is to become employees. Once a customer figures out every rule and gets an employee badge, they can take the job. What happens to the original employee? They become the customers we have to serve. What if I leave before working 6 hours? You are immediately demoted to customer. Good luck. You should be grateful. Your rules were only posted yesterday. The customer still needed to figure them all out. You only need to watch for traps hidden in the rules. The store has an alarm. It sounds whenever you or a customer breaks a rule. Traps. The rules have traps too. Trap is not quite the right word. For example, one of my rules forbids me from promoting products to customers. But once, a night shift employee stood beside me waiting to take over. When a customer asked about him, I briefly introduced him. The store judged that as breaking my rule, because an employee also counts as merchandise. So be careful with casual lies too. Those lies are also included in the final transaction price. Just follow your rules and question every word in them. Xiaohua pocketed the rules and tried to memorize the store's layout. Just then, the entrance sensor chimed. Night has fallen. Close your eyes. Xiaohua shut his eyes at once. Darkness made time feel endless. It fueled endless imagination, while stripping away every sense of safety. 3 minutes felt strangely long to him. He wondered if anyone had entered. Finally, a raspy voice spoke right in front of him. Hello, could you heat this bento for me? Rule 4. Never turn your back on a customer.
That is extremely rude.
Facing the customer, Xiaohua took and carefully shuffled toward the microwave. He felt for the microwave door, placed the bento inside, and set 2 minutes by touch.
Then he felt something move closer. The unknown thing
nearly touched his nose. Its cold, sour, rotten stench almost suffocated him.
Your bento is ready.
No reply, but his fingers touched cash. The customer left it. Xiaohua pocketed it, eyes shut.
Night has fallen. Close your eyes.
He quietly breathed a sigh of relief. To open them. He remembered Xiaokui's warning.
Follow your rules.
Question every word in them. He kept his eyes shut. Make absolutely sure the customer has truly left the store.
The only thing to trust
is a sensor at the entrance.
Whenever it senses someone entering or leaving,
night has fallen. Each time someone crosses the door, the sensor says it once. Every sentence in Rule 1 was correct.
The problem was,
the sensor's warning might
someone entered instead of leaving. Maybe a second customer had entered.
Xiaohua waited silently
and began counting seconds in his head.
Rule 3. Every customer will reach the register within 3 minutes of entering the store. Xiaohua held tightly to that sentence. It was the most important line. For escaping the rules trap's
checkout.
Hello. It really was a new customer. A chill ran down Xiaohua's back.
After the terror came relief.
He had escaped the hidden trap. As he checked out the customer with his eyes tightly shut, the entrance sensor was triggered again.
Night has fallen. Close your eyes.
Xiaohua began to worry.
As more customers came.
Could he still tell whether anyone was inside?
He kept counting silently.
Now he only had the 3-minute window
to judge whether someone had entered
or someone had left.
Night has fallen. Close your eyes.
Another chime.
It was already the 4th greeting
he had heard since starting his shift.
To be safe, he decided to count 200 seconds. 3 minutes passed. No customer came to the register.
Xiaohua opened
his eyes. 2 customers
eyes.
Stood inside.
A man by the shelves
was reaching for a bag of chips,
while a woman stood at the register,
staring at Xiaohua with delighted malice.
The store alarm went wild. Xiaohua's scalp tingled.
Overwhelming
stole
fear.
His ability to think.
Only one thought remained. He had forgotten.
Dating. The woman at the register lunged instantly. Xiaohua could not fight back.
He could only let her bite his arm. Perhaps customers had rules of their own.
Xiaohua stopped struggling.
The ice-cold customer
released him with a disappointed
The alarm
look.
finally fell silent.
Satisfied, the woman left.
Need some help?
Dating appeared in Xiaohua's view. He stood nearby, watching with obvious interest.
Xiaohua. First day on the job?
As Xiaohua bandaged his wound, kept circling nearby and watching him.
He kept asking questions.
He seemed to know everything.
Xiaohua fought the urge to look up. He feared eye contact counted as a response. Maybe that first violation was actually
the only
useful.
Customer exempt from
the
rules.
Dating had to be special.
If he stayed quietly inside, then when a new customer
came to the register,
Xiaohua would naturally respond.
Night has fallen. Close your eyes.
A new customer had arrived.
Check out.
Xiaohua did not
move.
That was Dating's voice.
Do your rules forbid you from answering me?
Xiaohua stood perfectly
still. But his heart
still.
raced.
Dating was trying to deduce his employee
Then
rules.
Another unfamiliar voice spoke.
Issue me a death certificate.
Rule 6. This store does not issue death certificates.
If a customer asks for one,
ignore them.
At that moment, Xiaohua was facing 2 customers.
Completely.
The rules explicitly
His panic only grew.
Are you new here? Why are you not reacting at all? Maybe the rules changed again. The new rules no longer issued death certificates. And the new rules forbid answering me too.
The 2 customers began chatting. They knew this place extremely well.
And even started discussing Xiaohua's rules.
Night has fallen. Close your eyes.
The conversation continued.
Apparently, a new customer had entered.
A few minutes later,
Dating and the 4th customer's voices
shifted a few steps aside.
The 5th customer reached the register and placed something on the counter. Checkout compared with the first 2.
This customer seemed wonderfully normal.
How much is it? Xiaohua was about to gesture toward the price
when he realized that was not the 5th customer's voice.
It was Dating.
Xiaohua stayed silent.
So the new rules forbid you from answering me. You ignored me too. Maybe because you asked for a death certificate.
Anything else? Dating said nothing. Apparently, he did not want to share every discovery.
Time passed. The 3 customers were still chatting.
No new customer entered during that
Why
time.
is business so slow today?
At that moment, Xiaohua suddenly
He had almost
remembered
forgotten.
a rule. One rule said, if no new customer came for too long,
He had to play customer.
He could not remember.
Half an hour or a full hour?
After keeping his eyes shut and listening for so
Xiaohua
long,
had completely lost
he had no
track
idea
of
how
time.
long it had been. Since the 5th customer
Meanwhile,
entered, the 3 customers
seemed to notice his growing panic. Their conversation stopped. Clearly,
3 pairs of eyes were on him.
On his first violation,
Only the woman he was forbidden
had
to
punished
see.
him. Dating stayed
Since
still.
Xiaohua could see
The violation had not targeted
so
dating.
who did that rule protect? When no new customer came for too long,
Maybe every customer.
maybe the store itself.
Against the wall, Xiaohua edged
He
toward
imagined
the exit.
every possible
He feared
disaster.
that halfway there.
A customer might
But the
enter.
rules required
Customers within 3 minutes
to
of
reach the
entering.
checkout
They never
counter
required the clerk within a set
to
time
serve them. Can't turn your back on us, can you? I think I'll become an employee today.
Luckily, the store was
Under
small.
the
3 customers' stares,
Xiaohua safely reached the entrance.
outside the store, Xiaohua opened his
and
eyes.
reread the rules.
Rule 8. The store must receive a new customer every hour.
If not, you must act as a customer once.
He had remembered correctly.
He had
nearly broken Rule 8.
And now he had to return quickly as a customer.
He did not know the customer rules. There were no clues. All Xiaohua could do after
was take
entering
any
item to the register.
Then leave the money and go.
But before that, the most important thing he had to do
was remove his employee badge.
Night has fallen. Close
the
your
alarm
eyes.
did not sound.
He was right. Under 3 watchful stares,
Took a
Xiaohua
cola
reached the
and set
register.
it
But
down.
just as he reached for money, he suddenly froze. He stood there, stunned,
He had no customer currency.
eyes closed.
How could he verify the payment?
Trust our customers. They will pay properly. Maybe honest payment was one of the customer rules. Need me to lend you some money?
Cold sweat poured
He
down
could not
Xiaohua's
just
back.
stand there. If 3 minutes passed,
Without him making any
he
request,
would break the customer rules. I want a death certificate. What if I break a customer rule? What happens? Break a rule as an employee,
and you must feed the customer.
you're an employee. Your first customer rule violation
strips your employee
making you
status
a customer.
unless within 24 hours.
You successfully quit.
Example.
Some of us worked at several stores before becoming customers. Break another rule as a customer, and you get locked in storage. I'm leaving. I need to ask another store for a death certificate. I need it today. What is that thing for? Obviously, to prove his death. Xiaohua followed the 5th customer out, then turned around and re-entered. He returned to the register. Night has fallen. Close your eyes. A new customer had entered. Just as Xiaohua shut his eyes. Welcome home. It was the special customer. He immediately switched off every light.
And lay down.
2 more bodies hit the ground nearby. Apparently, dating and the
also
new
had to
customer.
lie down.
When the special customer appeared, about 3 minutes later,
The alarm sounded.
the new customer had broken
He
a
had
rule.
not
reached the register within 3 minutes.
Soon,
Xiaohua heard begging
then
and
something
screaming
heavy was dragged.
across the floor.
It dragged the offender into storage.
The store became silent again. Xiaohua's heart grew heavier. The rules said that while the special customer
to
was
lie still
inside and remain
but
quiet.
if an hour
passed without another new customer, and the special customer still
then
had not
Xiaohua
left,
would
inevitably break
About
a
half
rule.
an hour later,
A sound finally came from the storage room. The special customer came
and
over
watched
Xiaohua for a long time. Night has fallen. Close your
Xiaohua
eyes. Stayed down. Only after counting 180 seconds,
Only
did he
Daddy
turn
was
on the
lying
lights,
on the floor.
plus a trail of footprints.
Xiaohua ran outside and
Then
immediately
rushed
came
to
back
the register.
in.
I want a death certificate. He ran outside again,
re-entered,
and returned to the counter. By then, Detting has stood up
He
too,
no longer seemed interested
and left
in
without a
testing
word.
Xiaohua.
Xiaohua was finally alone. Rule 2. If the store gets too dirty
the sensor
or messy,
will gradually stop working.
Xiaohua remembered asking Xiaokui before
How
his
dirty
shift.
is too dirty?
You will know. Xiaohua knew now. The footprints began at the storage
They
room,
went
to the register,
then to dating,
and finally out of the
He
store.
needed
To use this quiet moment to clean the store. Halfway through mopping, he heard pounding on the storeroom door. Let me out.
Xiaohua, let me out.
It is me, Xiaokui. Xiaokui? Wasn't she the day shift clerk?
She was
Who
still
hired
alive,
him?
eyes open.
Yet he was not punished.
Maybe she was no longer a customer.
Or the storage room was outside the store. Your rules are incomplete.
Let me out.
I'll tell you the full rules. There is something wrong with your rules.
This convenience store is a trap.
I know how to quit. You cannot just resign.
This is a lifetime position. Then tell me how to quit.
Let me out first. TCH.
Not die on the
I
job.
want to
The next
resign.
customers were not especially
But there were
numerous.
enough.
At least he didn't need to play customer again.
Without batting around.
Most customers stayed briefly
Some
and
chatted
left beside the register. Others even went to the storage room
to speak
door.
with Xiaokui.
Xiaowa had memorized every
He
rule.
felt the 3,000 yuan in
and
his
thought
pocket.
this job might be worth keeping. To avoid missing the 3 a.m. shift change, he even set an alarm on his phone. The person in the storage room began pounding again.
Were all food being kept for that person?
Do you think breaking a rule only costs you 1 bite? Every time you get bitten, you must work 1 extra month before you can quit. I'm not trying to trick you. I need to reach a hospital. Please help me. Your rules only say you cannot enter the storage room.
They never say you cannot let someone out.
Right? She had a point. But Xiaowa refused
Only
to listen.
half an hour remained.
He would not let pity ruin him at the end. Do you remember the rules on the job notice? I told you. Everyone here has rules to follow. But the employee rules are not the only ones. Think about it.
Wasn't there one highest rule on the job notice? 1. Protecting company property is the highest rule.
It takes priority over every other rule. You have to let me out, because I am merchandise, one of the company's assets. Rule 7. If you do not want to become merchandise,
do not enter the underground storage room.
But you enter the store while off-duty. Anyone entering off-duty
must follow the customer rules and the on-duty employee rules.
That means I am both a customer and an employee right now.
Understand?
Then tell me this. What was the final rule on the job notice?
Only after making another employee break
Can
a
an
rule.
employee resign? Her honesty eased Xiaowa's mind slightly to win his trust, make him violate
and
one.
let her resign.
After weighing the risks,
Xiaowa decided to return as
and
a customer.
open
the storage room
Earlier,
door.
a customer had gone to
and
storage
chatted with
while
Xiaokui.
knocking on the door. That proved customers were allowed to touch it.
Xiaowa stepped
And
outside
removed his employee badge.
as he
turned back, a familiar voice called out, "Broa, hey, you out for late night food too?"
He
immediately told Xiao Chang everything
about the strange store.
What should I do now? Should I trust her and open the door? Open what door? You already got paid for today. Quitting is easy. The store's gone. No way you still need to quit. Come on, let's get late night food. You're paying.